All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call today. And apologize, I'm not a little unprepared. We're having quite a bit of internet issues. I'm trying to reconnect. I think we had some hard software updates, and man, I'm trying to get everything dialed in a little bit better so that our connection is better. Right now, it's a little bit unstable. So let me know if it's clear, if you can see me okay, everything sounds good. I was literally trying to troubleshoot some stuff here as I was getting on this call. And let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know who you're with. Let me know what issues you're having. I want to make sure that we're helping you out so that you are generating leads. And so I'm going to walk through a few things today. I want to walk through the AI text follow-up and how to use it to its best effect. Okay. My wife is a mortgage broker. She runs ads for listings, and I'm going to walk through some of the AI text follow-up with that, how that works. And like I said, how to really make best use of it so that you're able to generate leads and have the AI text follow-up working, have the email working. She absolutely loves the emails, and then normal follow-up. All right. So all of this works together. And in our ads, the ads at Listings to Leads, there are custom questions, and the way the questions work help with the follow-up. Okay. And I'll explain that to you here in a second. In fact, let me go to the mastermind group, and I did a post. Let me find this post. It will better explain what I mean by how the ads flow through with the custom questions. Are any of you aware of the custom questions? Do you know when I say custom questions in the Facebook ads, do you know what I mean? Because sometimes I talk to a client and they're like, wait, what are you talking about? Custom questions. Hey, Zoltan, are you with, oh my God, Florin? It just occurred to me after the call yesterday. Oh, Tony, dude, Tony, you're going to freaking love this. All right, hold on. And if anybody has any open houses this weekend, let me know. Maybe towards the end of the call, we'll talk a little bit about open houses. So Tony, dude, for lenders, dude, it is sweet. And I apologize, man, it's all the way down. All right, hang with me. We're going to be there in a second. Goodness. I think it's coming up shortly. Got to be here pretty quick. Goodness. All right, follow up. Open house, new construction. I know it's coming soon. There's Craig. All right. And again, I apologize. Like I said, I was almost afraid I wasn't going to make the call today and have to cancel it. God dang it. Where is this post? All right. Did I lose the post? Maybe I did. All right. 2 more seconds. If I don't see it, we'll just jump in. All right. Forget it. All right. Let me show you what I mean by custom questions. And let me not show, I don't want to get into trouble by showing live data. All right. So before we get into follow up, the idea of custom questions is critical because it helps shape your follow up. So when we've got a listing, and what I'm going to show you first is absolutely default. Okay. So you got a listing right here. Okay. This could be your listing. It could be a borrowed listing. When I click on market listing, Facebook and Instagram ad, and all of this is default. So you don't need to change anything. It's going to autofill location. I got an ad running. So if you have an ad running, it'll always default to show you that you have an ad running. But if you don't, it'll drop you on the work area. It'll autofill location, right? Radius, budget. And when I click create ad, the ad's going to be live. And when people click the ad, there's 2 questions. What is your time frame to buy? And for agents, the second question is, would you like a copy of the ultimate guide to buying a home? If it's a seller ad, it would be, what's your time frame to sell? Would you like a copy of my ultimate guide to selling a home? For lenders, it's different, but here, check this out. Under advanced options, create new form. Now, again, you don't have to do this. This is all automated. So you can see here on the second page of the lead form, name, email, and phone number. And so when you run a Facebook lead ad, you get name, email, and phone number. But on the first part of that lead form, this is customizable. And so now for lenders, we're doing, what is your time frame to buy? And then see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance, right? Because for a lender, that's really good to know. And for agents, you can do this as well. So here, look at all these custom questions that we've got. So what is your time frame to buy? And then if I scroll down, right, would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Another really popular one, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. So the custom questions here really can help shape your follow-up in particular, because now, for example, if you're a lender, and even if you're an agent, you could actually turn that question on and then have leads that your lender can help you with. But this really gets people excited. And I tell you, we're actually running ads already. And man, I tell you, the lead follow-up is actually a lot easier if you know if you're just aware of, right? If you're familiar with what were the questions that the lead answered. Now, we give you these in the lead notification email. So when you get the email from Listings to Leads, it'll say in the email, right, the lead name, the lead email, the lead phone number. It'll have what is your time frame to buy, and it'll tell you what they put. So they may have put just dreaming, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, and so on. And then whatever that second question is. So if it, for example, is, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Would you like the ultimate guide to buying or selling a home? Are you working with a lender? Are you pre-qualified? Would you see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance? So that second question, will also be there. All right. And we'll actually look at this on live as well, so we can actually see it. But that way, when you're going to follow up, whether it's the AI text or your follow-up, refer to that second question and be a little bit strategic in the sense of, okay, what, is the listing, is it a listing that would qualify for down payment assistance or zero down? If so, that might be a great question to ask in the ad, because now they're going to be really excited. Holy crap, I can buy a home for zero down or down payment assistance. If anybody here has any other questions that you want us to add, so we can add more questions here. So if you got questions appropriate for sellers, appropriate for buyer leads, let us know. You can send that to, just DM me on Facebook, or just send it to us, support or scott@listingstoleads.com. And just be conscious, be aware of these two questions. Now, I'll give you a little pro tip. A lot of times people might say just dreaming, all right, or just thinking, depending if it's a buy or sell. Don't worry about that. A lot of times people, if they're not, a lot of buyers still, all right, a lot of buyers still think they need to have 20% down. So in their mind, they're just dreaming, all right? So, oh my God, I don't have 20% down. There's no way I can buy a home anytime soon. So they just put just dreaming because they don't really have a feel for how can I get pre-qualified if I don't have $50,000 to put down on a house, or $20,000. So if you get a just dreaming, treat that more of, they just don't understand the process. Make sense? And so even if you're not using this question in your follow-up, you may say, in your follow-up, whether it is a phone call, a text message, an email, would you be interested in finding out about down payment assistance? Because in California, there's no income limit. I think it's anybody can qualify for down payment assistance. And there's quite a few zero down options available. All right. So are you a little bit comfortable with this idea of the second questions, or the two questions I say? Because you don't even need to have time frame to buy. I could put here, I could turn that off, and I could come in here and I could say, for example, would you like my ultimate guide to buying a home? Or would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? And now check this out. Now that lead form, right? They click the ad and then they got the 2 questions. Would you like a list of price reduced homes? A lot of people are going to say yes to that. Would you like to see if you can qualify for 0 down? A lot of people are going to say yes to that. And so you're going to get a lead that is now a little bit more excited to deal with you as either an agent or a lender versus just they click the ad, name, email, and phone number. They go through, they go to the listing, whatever, because now they've seen, oh, wow, okay, I can get a list of price. Now, for example, if you're going to use now, and this is good for even with the listing. And if the seller, so maybe it's a borrowed listing, then it doesn't matter. But maybe it's your listing and you're doing this. And if the seller says, hey, why are you marketing my listing and then offering people a list of price reduced homes for sale? 2 reasons, really 3. One is their home might be reduced. And 2, it helps me engage these people. All right. It helps me connect with people if they're excited to talk to me. And obviously I'm going to be promoting your home. Your home is great, well priced. A lot of times the homes that are price reduced, they were priced too high to begin with. Your home is priced perfectly. If it is, don't get scared of I wouldn't let the seller know necessarily proactively that's not needed. But if they ask you, or if you want to review it with them, you can just tell them, and they're probably going to think you're actually really smart because they're going to be thinking, oh, wow, this is an agent that is a little bit better than a lot of the other ones because they have a strategy for not just generating leads, but how can we better engage with leads and get them into your home? Okay. And again, so this is being recorded. It'll be on our YouTube channel. We'll post it into the mastermind group a little bit later. But so let's say I say create. So if I like these 2 questions, I'm going to click create form. And then I'm going to close advanced options. And now all I have to do is click create ad. That's it. Super easy, right? No programming required, right? All you do is, and I'll review it. Well, in fact, I'll review it one more time here in a second. Let this cycle through. All right. So there's my ad. I'm going to turn that off. We don't need that ad. And let's look at this ad on live. So let's open this up. This will take us to Facebook. And again, I apologize. My connection is so bad right now. Hopefully this is not. So I'm going to click show ad. And usually it's like the 2nd or 3rd post down. So there we go. All right. So here's the ad. And notice I even put 0 down options and down payment assistance available for qualified home buyers. That might be something you add to the ad if it's appropriate for that listing. And right here, what is your time frame to buy? All right. And then she put, in this one, have you been pre-approved? And then that way, if they say no, in fact, she had to lead this morning, 1 to 3 months. Have you been pre-approved? No. What an awesome lead. And then the AI text has engaged with it. All right. So the AI text is already engaged. I'm not sure if she's already followed up with them or not manually, like literally picking up the phone and calling. I'm not sure if she's done that yet. But now again, she knows, all right, this lead has not been pre-approved. So when she follows up, and this is true with an agent as well, if you're an agent, whatever that question is, okay, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? When I follow up, I might say, hey, you requested a list of price reduced homes for sale. I just want to confirm what area you're looking for in the price range so that I don't send you too many homes in an email that will take you 3 hours to get through. All right. If your question is, would you like 0 down or down payment assistance options? Now your follow-up is going to refer to the fact that, hey, I see you like to get 0 down and down payment assistance options. Let me know when you're available to talk so I can get a little bit of information and find out what you could qualify for. All right. To have a good conversation with the lead, get with your lender, right? Set up a conversation and get that lead the information that they need. And if you know what it is, so for example, with Yi here, right? In California, we know there is no income limit. You can qualify for up to $45,000 down. There's some other things involved, which I'm not familiar with, but she is. So she's able to have a great conversation with these leads. All right, let's go back into here and let's do it one more time. So create ad. All right, we got the ad like normal. It's going to autofill location, radius, all right, lifetime budget. Now keep in mind, 35 is very low. All right, $50 is usually the minimum we like to do. And we're going to get to the AI text in a little bit here. All right, it's going to go for 1 week, right? We can change the template, change the image. Notice I even put zero down and down payment assistance options right in the ad, right in the template. Let me show you how to do that, because again, that can really help get people excited about clicking the ad and responding to you when you follow up with them. So I'm going to click, in fact, let me show that to you one more time. So I click change template, and then there's a little edit icon up here on the top left. Go ahead and click that. And now I can change the image. So there's 4 images in the template. I can change any one of them. And then there's a little edit icon right here for the banner. And if I click that, here's where I updated that text. All right, that's whether it's for sale, open house, pending, just sold. Don't change the status if you want that there. Leave that as it is, because that will update automatically based on the listing status. So it may look a little weird to you, but that's a dynamic tag. So what it means is, again, if you set an open house for your listing, this will automatically change from for sale to open house, and then to pending, and then to just sold. And while we're here, I can change the color. I like red. In fact, it's funny. I was with a client the other day talking to her, or going through this, and she was with I believe, Coldwell Banker. And she said, and normally I know agents like to do their branding, but she even said it before I did. She was, no, can we change that to red so it pops more on Facebook? And I'm like, you know what? That's exactly right. You want the ads to pop. So if your brand colors are like blue, gray, sometimes even gold can blend in a little bit to the Facebook, to the newsfeed. So if you want to change that color, again, when you click edit, there's that little color swatch right there. I can just click it and I can just change the color. I can even do RGB if I know what that is, or I can just select from the swatch over here to the left and make sure that ad pops. All right. So again, so to review those questions that are going to display when people click the ad, again, one more time: advanced options, create new form, and then form questions. Just open that up. And again, name, email, and phone number are going to be, and it's weird how Facebook does this, but it's showing you the second part of the lead form. So this will not be the first thing they see when they click the ad. This would be the second part of the lead form. And the first part, you can toggle back and forth. In fact, you can go all the way through. But the first part will be those 2 questions that I select a little bit further down. So again, what is your time frame to buy? I could even say, no, I don't want that. Yeah, I like that. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? See if you qualify for 0 down. Perfect. And I can even swap the order of them if I wanted to. In fact, let's go back and take a look at that one more time. Form questions. Right, it's a couple of clicks, but you see how easy it is, right? There's no, like I said, there's no programming. There's nothing really weird that you need to do. And then I can review it back up here again. Boom. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? See if you qualify. So does everybody see how that's going to help engage those leads and get those leads to respond to us faster? Because now, man, I got some really great items for follow-up. I've got both. Again, I understand that you like a list of price reduced homes for sale. Just want to confirm the location and the price range that you're looking for. Maybe if there's anything else that you would like to have in a home. And then let's talk about the zero down and down payment options that are available. Man, you're going to have a lot more conversations with people. And I tell you, Yi is finding that out as well. She is literally having conversations every day with new leads as they're coming in. All right. She's getting more people in cycle, which is absolutely awesome. All right. So now let me bring up, give me a second here. I'm going to bring up a couple of screenshots. So if you've got the AI text follow-up connected, and I'll show you where that is here in a little bit, but you're going to see here, these are all the leads coming in, right? Down payment assistance. On the far right there, I'm looking. You can see it says 2766 San Luis Court. And then some say get pre-approved now, down payment assistance. So there's all sorts of different leads coming in here. The leads, so right now, the down payment assistance, we actually have a AI text follow-up conversation going live for that soon, hopefully within the next week or so. Price reduced, we got that one coming live as well. But right now, for her, it's just the one that she's running for the listings. So this one here, where it's got that little symbol, that means it's connected or engaged, but the lead hasn't followed up with it yet. And this one here, there's a little green dot. So that means that the lead has engaged with the AI text. I can click. Now, anytime the lead, first of all, when the AI text follow-up connects with the lead, okay, when I say connect, if the AI text has sent a message to the lead successfully, you're going to get notified. If the AI text initiates a conversation with the lead, but it finds out that the lead has a bad phone number, you're going to know that as well, because it'll say attempted but bad phone number. And if it's a landline, you're going to know that as well. So you'll know, was it a good phone number? Was it a landline, or was it a bad phone number? With her leads, they're 90% good phone numbers, like literally 90% good phone numbers. So you can see here is part of a conversation. The AI text, as you can see here, look at that, says there's some previous conversation above, but then the AI text said, our free 25 insider secrets of home buying guide is packed with money saving tips. Would you like a copy? And the part in green is from the lead. And they're just going in 3 to 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2-story. The AI text has got it, right? Then she says, okay to the guide. And then the AI text says, thank you for your interest. And then the lead says, likewise, okay, whatever. But keep in mind, every time you see a green response from the lead, you're going to get an email. And in the email, it's going to look just like this. Hold on a second. Let me minimize that a little bit. So your email is going to look like the right side here. You're going to see what the AI text said. You're going to see the response from the lead. And right from your phone, you're going to be able to click and open up that conversation. And what I would do, I may have turned it off as soon as they said 3 to 4 bedroom, 3 bath, 2-story. You can come in, you can right from your phone, just turn the AI text off. Why? Because now I'm going to follow up. All right. The AI text, when it first initiates with the lead, it's going to say something to the effect of, hi, Tony, this is Scott with the Yi Gong home selling team. Would you like more information about this listing, or are you just browsing? So that's essentially the first message from the AI text follow-up. And then depending on what the lead responds, the AI text is going to respond back and forth. And the goal of it is going to be to find out what kind of home are they looking for, get some of the location, different things like that about the home. If the lead says they're just browsing and they don't really know what they're looking for, it's going to offer them maybe a guide. The AI text may offer a free list of price reduced homes for sale. So the AI text is just going to be engaging with this lead a little bit more intense in the day 1 and day 2. And then it's going to not taper off like skipping days, but maybe only hit them up once or twice a day for a few days and once a day, but it's going to stay engaged for months. I think it goes on for like 6 months or even longer. All right. So plenty of opportunity for you to, between your email follow-up, which we're going to talk about, your standard phone follow-up, whatever other follow-up that you're going to be doing, to get engaged with that lead. Jody, yeah, no, we are doing it from scratch. Yeah. No, this is all I've been showing you from scratch. Yeah. When you run the ad, now I'm going to show you how to turn on the AI text here in a little bit, but turning on the AI text is so easy. I've talked to clients who've had other CRMs, and I'll like, okay, why haven't you turned on the AI text feature in your CRM? And they're like, oh my God, it's so complicated, right? It's like a total, like with me trying to figure out why my internet is so bad. And I'm like literally with Chat GPT, which is giving me absolute asinine replies and sending me to web pages that are completely broken. Thank you, Chat GPT, for wasting my time. And I think what I've got is I got a defective cable that I might have to go replace. That's what I'm thinking. But Chat GPT, oh my God, absolutely killing me. So our AI text follow-up setup is ridiculously easy. And I'm going to show you that here in a little bit. But the beautiful thing is it's just automated. But here's the thing. I look at some of the conversations and I think some people, either they don't pay attention or they don't really understand that you really want to turn it off at some point so that you can follow up. And especially if you do get a hold of them. So let's say this lead right here. So the AI text is going through. I can see the lead is responding. Before I turn it off, I may pick up the phone, call them up. Hey, this is Scott with this is Yi with you responded to my ad at 2766 San Luis Court in Sacramento. And you got now here's the thing. See how the AI text asks, and it may be a little hard for you to read, but the first message here in the upper right, the AI text is offering the free 25 insider secrets. If the lead says yes to that, we send the guide to them automatically. So it's not like you need to come in here, find that guide, send it to the lead. No, we're going to send it to them automatically. But now, even if that lead didn't reply back on 3 to 4 bedrooms and all that, just when they affirm that they want that guide, we're going to send it to them. And that's great follow-up right there. Plus, if you've got those 2 questions, what were the 2 questions that were in the ad? Are you pre-approved? And would you like 0 down or down payment assistance options? All right. Or whatever those 2 questions that you had. So you're going to know, in fact, you'll see all of that information right here. So it'll be very easy for you to go, okay, they said yes to a list of price reduced homes for sale. They said yes to, or they said no to being pre-qualified. They said yes to 0 down and down payment assistance options that they'd like to find out about. So you're able to follow up very pointedly with great questions or great information to better engage with them. All right. And then again, right here is where you can turn off the AI text, and she's got the AI buyer turned on. This is literally the page before what we were looking at. So this is just the lead detail page. So you can see they came in, or they also filled out the get pre-approved landing page, down payment assistance. All right. October 16th. So great lead. I can't wait to find out how she's doing with that lead. But it all starts not just having an ad that people click and go name, email, phone number, and then, you're trying to follow up. Because if you think about it, if I'm a lead and I click on your ad and it's just name, email, and phone number, that's not that exciting, right? When you follow up with me, I'm not interested in that house, right? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be, right? They look at the house, they look at the single property website. That's where they go to after they click through the ad for whatever reason, just like when they're on Zillow or they're on your website or they get an email from you. The house is just the hook, all right? The house, the ad, that is just the hook to get them into our system. It is those questions that we were walking through that are going to be what helps us engage with them at a much higher level. Tony, is he making the form coming off of the Facebook ad? That is required. So you have to answer both questions, because if you try to answer let's bring up that ad again. So if I go to this ad, and let me know if this is what you're talking about. Oh, too many API requests. I've never seen that before. Let's go take a look at this ad real quickly here. So click show ad. So that was the ad preview. All right, so here's the ad. All right, click. All right, would you like a list of prices homes for sale? Yes. Now, if I try to hit continue, notice I can't. It's prompting me to come up here, see if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. Oh, hell yeah, let me know. Boom. All right, continue. Name, email, and phone number. Submit. And view listing. And now I'm taken right to the single property website. Cute little home. So Tony, does that answer your question? If you had a 3D tour, you got property videos, professional photos, you can get all those in here, right? They're going to have access to your 100-point home marketing plan. Yes. Now, she doesn't have, I don't think she's got the lead form on here. If you come off a Facebook lead ad, this lead form will not display because you already got their name, email, and phone number. It's very annoying to then start asking for all that again. All right, got the map, we got Google Street View, schools, print brochure. We got a facility in Listings to Leads where you can add custom things like this. So for example, Tony, as a lender, if you got a video on how you help buyers get pre-qualified or how you help buyers get down payment assistance, things like that, or how you can qualify, how you can buy a home with as low as 3%, whatever it is, right? You can actually, whether it's a video or something like this, you can add that to your Listings to Leads account so that it shows up in every single property website. So just like you saw here, when people are coming through the ad, they can, when they're looking at the property website, they can see that video. And if you've ever been on some of my other webinars, I've got videos in a lot of my single property websites that are community videos. I've got property videos. I've got how I work with buyer videos. So there's a lot of great things there that you can do as well. Tony, so this replaces the Facebook lead capture form. No, I think you're a little confused. All right, let's go back. Let's go back again. I've already filled that out now. Let's click on this ad here. So again, whether you're a lender, you're an agent, you're scrolling through Facebook, you see an ad. All right, so here's the ad. Now, I can't get to the property website unless I click through the ad. So I'm going to click. And here we got, have you been pre-approved? No. See if you qualify for down payment assistance. Yes, let me know. All right, everybody clear so far? You know how to select which 2 questions that you want. All right, you know how you can select this, and you know why, because we understand that this is going to it's going to get the lead a lot more excited because now the lead is going, well, and it's also going to give you more information about the lead. So now I know, as both an agent and a lender, okay, they either have or they have not been pre-approved. That's going to help me out. And then secondly, in this case, I will know, yes, they would like information about zero down or down payment assistance. Okay, awesome. So not only am I finding out more information that's going to make me a better agent for following up, it's going to get the lead more excited. All right. And everybody here now should be familiar with how to select and or customize these questions. And Tony, whether it's you or anybody else on this call, if there are other questions that you think would be great to add here, send them to me. We can add them super, super easy. Oh, yeah. All right, Tony. Yeah, that's completely separate. That's completely separate. So like I said before, when I click through here, I will never see that lead form. Now, that lead form you're talking about, Tony, will come up when they click through a social media post, an e-flyer, right? Things like that. where there's no Facebook lead form. So for example, the social media post right here, let's see here. So she doesn't have, yeah, so she's not posting this to her socials. But for example, let's say this was my social media post on my Facebook page. And when I click through here, you would land on the property website like this. And she's got it set up as optional. It's up to you. So that's six of one, half a dozen of another. It just, everyone's going to be a little bit different how they like to do this. Maybe, I think if you're going to do forced, I would maybe do it for 30 seconds before the lead form comes up as forced. Only because I think it's goofy, but I'm not judging because everyone's got their own strategy and how they do it. So I don't want to say it's goofy. I just don't like it myself personally. I don't like it when I land on a website and that lead form, like a lot of the websites, agent websites, you'll see this commonly sometimes. The agent website will come up and immediately that lead form comes up that forces me to have to give up my name and my email if I want to look at the listing. I just go back and I go to Zillow. I'm just like, I don't even know you. Does that make sense, Tony? Did I? Yeah. Yeah. 60 seconds. Yeah. I think that's appropriate because then that way I can look at the listing. If I'm interested in it and I really like what I'm looking at, I'm going to be maybe more compelled to fill out the lead form. But if you throw that up at me at 0 seconds, 10 seconds, that's a little quick. All right. I haven't even looked at the listing and I very well likely could just say, forget it. I'm just going to go to Zillow. All right. So before we get into the email and talk a little bit more about AI text, real quickly, let me just show you guys something. You saw that, here, let me bring this back up. When we scroll down the property website, now it's a little bit far down. It'd be better if this was up right here. Follow me on Instagram. When you click, that goes to her Instagram. And great way to get people. And again, that could have been a video. That could have been whatever. Let me just show you real quickly, because I think a lot of people, when they see that, they're like, holy crap, like, how can I do that? Go to settings, sections, and this could be great for any kind of evergreen YouTube content. If you're a lender or even, I think more for a lender, if you got a video again on how I help buyers qualify for down payment assistance, what I'm showing you right now would be phenomenal. If you got a video on community video, if you got a video on how you work with sellers, how you work with buyers as an agent, what I'm showing you right here would be a phenomenal application to put that in front of all of these people landing on the property website, whether it's from an ad, a post, an email, right? Whatever it is. So check this out. Ad section. Let me go to YouTube and let me just find a quick video. I'm going to say about Folsom. And oh my God, this is so funny. This is actually from a client. So I've got this video and this is great, actually. Everything you need to know about Folsom. Wouldn't that be awesome to put with all my listings in Folsom? And even better, wouldn't it be awesome if it was automatic? So check this out. All about Folsom. I put that in the tab name. And then in this area here, there is a icon in the second row and it says insert YouTube video. Just click it, drop in the YouTube link. Now with what you saw with Yi there, that was an image that we uploaded and then linked it to her Instagram. But check this out. So we got the video. Assign content to these listings. So now she doesn't have anything in Folsom. So I'll just say, let's just assign it to that one. But check this out. Do not include unbranded. So don't do that. Do not autoplay. The browser won't autoplay anyways, but I like to make sure I check that. 6 of one, half a dozen of another again. Associate with all new listings. So there's an option for that. Or associate by status. or associate by listings in. And if you've got listings in Folsom, or that you've had listings in Folsom, that will appear here automatically. Or I can do by zip code. So if it's a listing about Folsom, and actually in my account, I got a video, which I'll show you a little bit later, maybe, but check this out. Save. And when I go back to listings and I click view, now that video is going to be right there. Isn't that awesome? And even better, if I wanted to, I could move that up the chain by clicking edit. And by moving up the chain, just moving it up. And if I go to sections right here, oh, all about Folsom, there we go. And I might want to move that right below the photos, because I think people would really like to be able to see that video. So they look at my property website. All right. They look at that. Okay, great. Got all the photos. And now we got that video. And again, as a lender, you might put a video, and this is part of follow-up to me. All right. Because the more great information we can give them, the more they can see us and connect with us, the better it is. All right. Because now when we follow up, they're going to look, oh, I know who that is because I saw his video on the property website. And you're going to follow up in this case. I understand you're not pre-approved and you'd like information about zero down and down payment assistance options. It's going to make that follow-up so much easier. And when you combine it with the AI text and you combine it with the email, now, if you've got your own CRM, you can send those leads to your CRM as well, which we'll touch on in a few minutes. So I'm going to log into my account, and because we can walk through the AI text sign up there a little bit. The email follow-up, we can walk through there a little bit because my account is not live. All right. So now in my account, I'm going to go to listings. And first of all, you can see where it says sign up for AI text follow-ups. If you're not signed up for AI text, that's going to be there automatically. Click that, and it gives you a little information here about it. I can see conversations. I can click next. $50. It's like $1 a lead typically. And I've already signed up for this in the past, so it's just going to reconnect me since I've already been a client of it. But when you click next, all of this, after I click subscribe, there's a one-page wizard. It's literally 3 things that you're going to select: the name of your AI agent, and do you want it for buyer leads or seller leads or both? That's it. It's literally that easy. All right. You could, once I put in my credit card information here, it'll take 10 to 15 seconds on the next screen, because you'll have 10 different names that you can select from. They're all like unisex names, Alex, Tony, right? Things, because there's literally a live person on the back end of the AI text. So with the AI text, if anything ever gets a little bit weird with it, there's actually a live person. And I believe that on landlines, they will actually call a landline. And so every so often, there's a real person that is behind the AI text monitoring it to follow up as needed, right? Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen once in a blue moon. And it's just nice to know, hey, wow, there's actually a real live person back there that's keeping an eye on things. But again, if you're using AI text, whether it's ours or somebody else's, make sure you're getting notifications every time the lead responds. And then don't just be like I don't want to say lazy. That's not the right word, because I know people are busy, but make sure you're actively involved with it, so that when I get that notification of a lead interacting with my AI text agent, that when it's appropriate, I'm going to click. It'll log into my account right to the page where that conversation is. I can turn the conversation off, and then I can call that lead up and follow up automatically. All right. Now, the email, before I go to email, to send leads to your CRM integration. So go to your profile. So on the left-hand side, scroll down a little bit, click Profile, CRM Integration, and we've got all of these integrations, all right, quite a bit. If your CRM is not listed here, just go ahead and add they'll have what's called a lead forwarding email address. It's a really goofy, weird looking email. It is not your normal email. So it's not Tony Valdez at xyzlending.com or, Scott at coldwellbanker.com. No, it's not that at all. It's a weird, crazy looking email that you don't use for anything else. And that email is unique to your CRM's account. And when you drop it here and click save, it'll now send all the leads and the lead detail from listings to leads to your CRM. And if let's say I've got Bold Trail, for Bold Trail, I need a site token ID, how to find it. If you got Brivity, you got Lofty, Connect Lofty, Sierra Interactive, right? Sierra Interactive wants an API key. Some of these connect through API Nation. We got Zapier, right? Down here is Zapier. We got a ton. Any of you using Go High Level, that is what's called Lead Connector. Lead Connector, use this workflow for Go High Level. I'll check that right now. Tony, what CRM do you use? All right, for email follow-up. All right, email follow-up. Just click follow-ups. If you're in our mastermind group, Kelly Wheeler just posted something in there, and he's moving all of his people from the current CRM that they're using into listings to leads, because our emails hit the inbox like 95% of the time. I'm not exactly sure, but it's over 90%, and it's way over what most CRMs do. We have a seller. When you get here, there's going to be 4 campaigns. I can do email blasts. I can do campaigns. I can edit the campaigns. I can create new ones. I can duplicate them. There's a lot of things that you can do with our follow-up. We're going to be adding text follow-up at some point in the near future. Hopefully, probably by first quarter of next year. Probably won't come October, November. Yeah, probably not this year. Hopefully January. We'll have not AI text, but just standard text follow-up available. So you're going to get here, and all of these are going to be turned off. All right. There's seller follow-up in English, buyer follow-up in English, and then both available in Spanish. And to turn them on, it is so easy. Just click on Surefire. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Tony, ask Surefire if they got what's called a lead forwarding email address, and then drop it in where I showed you. And you can also send it to support. Support will be happy to do it for you. Which email? You may have multiple emails in your listings to leads profile. And then what list? And it's going to just automatically go to buyers. You may have other contact lists that you want it to go to. And then send this campaign to the existing contacts. Man, I'll tell you, it's so funny. Sometimes people will be part of listings to leads for a while and not realize that we got the email follow-up. And so they'll come in here, they'll turn this on, and you might as well just have it go to your older leads. Now, we will send this campaign to existing leads captured from January 21st, 2021 and on. So if you've been with us since 2020, 2019, it's not going to go to those leads, but anything since this date, and then here, make it recurring. The current email campaigns, I think they go for 6 months. And so just make them recurring, because no one is going to remember what they got 6 months ago via email. And we actually go in there every so often, and we'll update different emails. So we'll update like a subject line or the body of the email just a little bit, just to keep it fresh. All right. Easy, right? The email follow-up is so easy. And then if I want, I can click in here. Our email follow-ups are pretty good. They hit the inbox most of the time. They get great opens. And from the email here, check this out. So working from home, here's what we do for our emails, both for seller follow-up and buyer follow-up. Very similar. We take an alternate approach where the first like emails, let's just say 1, 3, 5, 7. So the odd emails. So you can see here, super short, super, super short. I have seen multiple responses, and Yee's even got responses from leads, 600 words or more responding to this email, right? So this lead comes in, they get the autoresponder, and then the next day, so if the lead came in today, they would get the autoresponder for whatever it was. Okay, so even a Facebook ad, there's an autoresponder that goes to the lead. And then tomorrow, that lead that came in today will get this email. And it working from home is a subject line. And I'll say, "Hi, Tony, are you working from home more these days? Would a home office be good in a new home?" People will respond to that. They may say no, they may say yes, but don't be shocked if you get like just some crazy long answer. I've seen multiple times where people respond back and they just give like a whole litany of what they're looking for. Yeah, no, Jody. Yeah, no, this will connect to your. Do we have to import all the? You cannot import leads into listings to leads. That's part of the reason why we got such a high inbox rate, is because we do not at this point allow people to import leads. Because what happens is in other CRMs is people upload a list of cold emails and essentially they're spamming. And so that just ruins the reputation of the whole thing for everybody else. So for us, what you're going to want to do is, for example, if you got a database in Lofty, just no reason to say Lofty, just picking it out of thin air, and you're using our e-flyers and they click through, maybe it's an e-flyer for a PDF guide. In fact, maybe, people, what they do, check this out, need help with down payment. Let's talk options. Click, open it up. All right, here's that email. Now I could take this email and I could drop it right into Lofty. Any of these emails, I could drop it into Lofty. Any e-flyer we've got, you can add it to Lofty as either an email blast or as part of your campaign. All right, Brivity, Sierra, Bold Trail, right? You can take our emails and drop them into your CRM. And then that way, when they click through, they would actually be added to listings to leads if that's what you're looking for. Or you can put in constant contact. Maybe you got that woman who had the Folsom video. She uses Get Response. Our emails, she's set up a campaign and Get Response with our emails. And so now all those people in Get Response, as they click a PDF guide or whatever it is, and they get added to listings to leads, now they're on a listings to leads campaign instead of Get Response. There's a lot of different ways of doing things. Let me just mention here, right? I can edit this email. So I can edit the subject line. I can edit the image. I can look at the preview. I can change when it's going to get kicked off in the campaign, right? I can send immediately, send after X days, use default, send a test email, right? All customizable. I can delete it, right? Again, send test email right there. I can duplicate the campaign. So I could duplicate it and say, hey, I want to duplicate the seller campaign. And then I want to set it up so that it's a cash offer campaign or specifically for cash offer or whatever I want to do. So again, I can come in here to our email follow-up. And again, most people are just going to come in and just turn it on and you're good to go. You don't need to come in here and mess around with it. Some of you are going to, some of you want to, and you've got a lot of great options here for that. You can also create an email blast to send to all the leads and listings to leads. All right. Subject line, great home for sale or whatever. Send it from my email. I don't like to select the list until I've sent a test email to myself, because what if I accidentally send it to that list before I'm ready? So when I do an email blast, I will, and you can see over here to the right, contact list is not selected yet. I leave that alone until the email is ready. All right, that's my editor. I got the preview pane. Hello, first name. So hello, Tony. That's just the text I just wrote. send a test email, go check it out. Once the email is good to go, then I would come in here and say, send it to this list, send, schedule, or even copy and drop it into my own CRM. All right. Jan, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, awesome. Where can you find the recording of this? The recording of this, go to Marketing Calendar and resources, and then YouTube. At YouTube, you'll see a few different options. You want to click live. So click live, and then probably on the second row, because the top row is usually like upcoming calls for next week. And then probably in the second row, just find the name of whatever call that you want to view and just click on it. It'll play. Super easy. So again, click the YouTube. It's going to drop you right here. Go to live. And that was yesterday, right here, right? So somebody from YouTube is watching. Say hello from YouTube if you're watching us on YouTube. All right, any questions? 12 o'clock, awesome. So we walk through, so follow-up. Follow-up starts with the ad, all right? Follow-up starts with the ad. What is it that is gonna be compelling for that lead? All right, in fact, I'm gonna do one more time. So we end on a high note here. Yeah, somebody gives in here. Yeah, Tony, awesome, man, good to see you. Emily, so here we go. Let's do one more ad and then we'll get off and let's go have a good Friday afternoon. So I got an open house. All right. Could be pending, could be sold, could be whatever, landing page, PDF guide. Sorry, Facebook and Instagram ad. And let that pop up there. Give it a second. Again, internet's so awful. And I may just want to see, oh man, what are those questions again? Now, again, when you get the lead notification email, look at it because what is your time frame to buy? If that's the default, right? So if you don't change it, that'll be there. Then it'll say just dreaming 1 to 3, 3 to 6. Again, don't get freaked out by the just dreamings. They don't know. All right. They don't know the process for home buying. They're probably thinking, and I see this all the time, because you will come to me and she's like, oh my God, I was talking to somebody and they thought they had to have 20% down. People still think they need 20% down to buy a home. So the just dreaming means they don't get it. Okay. So again, advanced options, and then create new form right there. Create new form. So you can see right now we've got, what is your time frame to buy? Would you like my free ultimate guide to buying a home? Those are the two questions. And I say, you know what? I want to change that to, I'm going to uncheck that one as well. And I'm going to go to, have you been pre-approved? And in fact, I'm going to say, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? And see if you qualify. And now there you go. Would you like to see a list of price reduced homes for sale? See if you qualify for down payment assistance. You saw how that looked on live when we were on Facebook. And so now in my follow-up, because I know what I'm asking here, now I'm shaping the follow-up that I'm going to be doing. And now I can, when I follow up with them, I can say, hey, thank you for responding to the ad at 2766 San Luis Court. And I'm going to be sending you that list of price reduced homes for sale that you asked for. And I just want to confirm what location and price range. You don't want to give them like 30 questions to answer because all I need is a response. I just say, what location and price range are you thinking? I'm not going to say how many square feet, how many stories, primary on the first, yada. No, because then you're giving them homework. All I want to do is put something out there to them that they can respond to super quick and easy that references one of the questions that was asked here. Or I might just say, I saw that you requested information about zero down and down payment assistance. That is fabulous because there's a lot of opportunity because a lot of buyers think they need 20% down. Text me back so I can get you more information on that, get a little bit of information from you so we can find out A, what can you qualify for regarding down payment assistance? And then to give you some more information about actual zero down and how that works. All right. Everybody here see how these questions can shape the follow-up. And then we got AI text follow-up. We've got email follow-up. The follow-up can happen in your CRM. And the last thing I want to mention here is you still want to follow up every day. All right. So every day you still need to be following up with people. So, Yi, what she does is 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day. She's calling her leads every day. But not every day, but pretty much, I would say 80% of the days, like 4 out of 5 days minimum, she is having conversations with new leads. And they're usually pretty good conversations because she knows the 2 questions and she's able to reference them. And every day she looks at the AI text. There might be a new lead that's qualified from the AI text that she's following up with. It might be a new lead that just came in that day that she's following up with. But almost every day, because she's putting all of this together, she is having good conversations with new leads. All right. Any last minute questions before we get on to the weekend? Anybody have an open house this weekend? If you're interested in our, let me see here. If you're interested in our 30-day expired listing challenge, get into the mastermind group. All right. Get into the mastermind group. I just did a post. You're going to want to order. You don't have to, but I would order. Do I have one here? You're going to want to get these ordered. All right. The complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold. You're going to want to get these ordered ASAP so we can hit the ground running for the expired challenge. Had a client knocked on a expired listing, got the listing agreement signed right there by using the tool right here in Listings to Leads. Absolutely awesome. All right. So again, if anybody has anything else, let us know. Get to the mastermind group, get with our support team. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.